every Sunday, we went to my grandparents' house. Without fail, you went to church and you went to our grandparents' house for lunch after church. It was very important that every Sunday we hugged Grandma when we walked in, and we joked around with Grandpa before we left. They were the superheroes of our family. We didn't ever think they could ever not be able to do everything. We grew up with that kind of gritty, take care of each other, work hard. If one of us needed something, everybody jumped in. Like, that's just what we did.
My upbringing is a little bit different. So I'm the oldest child to two teenage parents. Most of my childhood was just my mom, my dad, my two sisters, and me, and then my grandparents lived close to us. I can remember my sisters and I going and visiting my great-grandmother in the nursing home. When we first got married, I was in the Marine Corps. I did 6 years in the Marine Corps, and I really felt that my mission after that was to go into corporate America.
We had the opportunity to move to Iowa, and I was fortunate. I got a great job with Wells Fargo.
I also started with Deanna in the mortgage industry and financial services. I did some amazing work with some of the top financial services clients in the world.
I enjoyed being a manager and actually helping the team members grow. Like, I really liked giving back to them. But deep in my heart, I always wanted to be in the medical field. The mortgage crisis happened in 2008. Our son was born in 2008. And it was that perfect, I call it a God thing, where God gave us that moment to really look at our life and say, is this really what you still want to do? And so we jumped on it. We sat down, talked about it, and he said, let's do it. Being in the hospital setting and seeing people at their worst, and they were the most scared, and I could make them laugh, I could make them feel comfortable, and I figured out that was my gift, is I was there to help them through those scary, unknown circumstances. Unfortunately, my grandfather was diagnosed with dementia. We didn't know what that really entailed. I'll be honest, my grandmother took care of a lot. She was his primary caretaker. We didn't realize all the things, I think, that were going on behind the scenes, and maybe just how difficult it was on her, until unexpectedly she was very ill. With that, she passed. It was hard as a family. After my grandmother passed, then it turned to, what are we gonna do with Grandpa? Because with dementia, if you move him, it's only going to make him decline.
I remember us looking through websites of nursing homes, in the Amarillo area where they lived, and it's like, none of them met what we wanted, right? There wasn't a great one. It's kind of like trying to make the best of a bad decision.
We Googled what other options are there? And we found out about home care. And it was one of those light bulb aha moments of, oh my gosh, this is the answer we're looking for. It was that assistance, that just extra helping hand that we needed to make sure he was safe, to keep him in the home that him and my grandmother built.
And so when they discovered that they could get the kind of assistance they needed and keep him at home, it was an immediate relief. Then
COVID hit. And the world changed all over again, and we had to sit down as a family again and say, okay, now what are we gonna do? At that point, I had the calling to go into home health. I wanted to maybe get out of the hospital setting and more into the home setting. Because of that time at home health, we realized it was great. I came once a week. They saw me once a week. I knew they were good. But what happened to them when I left? And it was that nagging, it was that God thing again, saying there's more we can do for them.
We came across, home care, and we spent, a good solid year probably kind of praying and thinking through what that would look like, and really just thought this would be the best place for us to serve. The best place for us to not only achieve what we wanted to do as a family and work together and build a legacy for our sons, but also, give back.
We wanted something we could do together. We wanted to follow what was God's calling for us. We knew there was something out there, but we knew if we were going to do it, it's our West Texas competitive, we want to be the best. We want to do it the right way.
Going back to my experience with my grandparents, and years of doing this now, I'm really yet to meet anybody who truly enjoys going to some sort of long-term care facility. The decision to put someone in one is without a doubt one of the toughest ones that any family member is going to have to make. It's not just about the individual we're caring for, right? It's really, we're trying to take care of the whole family. And then I flash back to the memories I had about my great-grandmother in a nursing home who didn't have any of that, right? I remember we'd go there every week, and we all heard the stories, and nothing's really changed. They still look the same, they feel the same, they smell the same. It's almost shameful how much senior living facilities haven't really improved in the 40 years since I used to go see my great-grandmother at her facility. You don't have to be institutionalized. You don't have to be on a schedule, right? You don't have to worry that you're one of 25 people that orderly has to take care of that day. Every single thing we do here at Always Family is tailored to you. It's one-on-one interaction. It's the nurse who meets with you from the very first assessment that you have is going to create a care plan that's tailored to you. When I look back on my great-grandmother crying when we would leave her facility, and me as a young boy wondering, we get in the car, like, what's going to happen to her between now and the next time we see her, or the next time my grandmother can go up and see her, right? Like, you just didn't know what really happens in those facilities, right? With us, with home care, it's one-on-one interaction. All of our care is documented in our system. You know exactly when the caregiver came and left. We have detailed notes on everything that happened there, and that kind of transparency just does not exist in the way we understand institutional care for elderly to be in this country today. We know firsthand how difficult the aging journey can be.
But the good news is you're not alone. We are here to walk alongside of you to ensure that you get all of the questions answered and the help that you need.
Our number one goal is to help you and your family preserve the feeling of independence that you truly deserve as you age.